Hello everyone, long time no see. Apologies for the short hiatus, but I just really wasn't feeling it. Creating art, filming and editing. I just needed a break and do other things. But I think my inspiration is slowly coming back again, because yesterday I had another video idea that you might see in the near future. First, I need to edit this long ass footage of me painting the same image over and over again and show it to you. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. Since I haven't been painting much these days, I wanted to work on something easy with a simple composition to help me loosen up my strokes and work on color mixing. It's basically a road in the middle of a green field that leads to a mountain range with some blue skies on top. My trick for not getting bored is to play around with the colors, trying out different things, see what comes out. So let's get on with it, shall we? The paper I am using is basic sketching paper, so it's quite thin and not really meant for wet media. I wouldn't use this paper for a finished piece, but for this type of practice it's great, as not only is it cheaper and I won't feel guilty of using as much as I want, but I am noticing that the colors are coming out fairly true and this is making me enjoy the process much more. I will switch to watercolor paper once I am happy with the color combination. So this morning I have done 4 of these. This is the last one, the one that I showed you, actually. I don't like very much how it turned out. I got kind of confused as to what I was doing here. But it's not looking too bad. I like the sky. Then this is the third one. The road looks a bit more like water here. And again, it's always using the same colors. And then this was the second one, where I just started sort of experimenting a bit more. It's a bit more defined as well. But the sky and the mountains look really good. And then this was the first one. So I started doing this one yesterday. This was all done in pencil initially, but it wasn't turning out too well. So this morning I decided to look at some images as reference. And today when I was fixing it, I thought, you know what? Let's just paint it. I am taking a bit more of my time right now. The other ones were painted much quicker than this one. I'm applying the graphite so that I can darken the green that I have, because the green that I have over there is the sap green. I forgot to hit record when I changed papers, but this is me going for the watercolor paper now. Things that I have to keep in mind for this is that because of the paper, the graphite is also applying differently, and I don't have to press too hard on this one to get a lot of graphite on it. And that is going to affect my painting because this is water soluble, so this mixes with the paints that I'm using. I am still waiting for this to dry. It's a bit damp. And the first thing that I am noticing is that the colors, how can I explain it? Okay, so for instance on this one, do you notice how the colors are more like
I don't know if the contained is a word, but they're not blending as much, because of course I couldn't do that much blending on this due to the paper. But the fact that the colors are a bit separate, it gives it a nice, it gives it a lot of interest, I find. And I don't have that here that much. Now it can also be because I did work the colors much more due to the paper. They will blend differently. That is always the case. But on the parts that I wanted to have that separation, like on here, I don't have it as much. Also here, like on the mountains, it's all looking almost the same color, rather than having the separate colors like here. The good thing about this though is that I can work on it again, like I can apply another layer. So I think I will wait for this to dry, and in the meantime I'm going to try another one. Oh, good morning. It is the next day. These are the ones that I painted yesterday on watercolor paper, and I wanted to show you that they've turned out slightly different. This is the second one that I painted yesterday, and I am choosing to show you this one because I really liked the way the mountains came out, the way they are laid out. Most of the other ones that I did have the mountains on the side, and I feel that the mountain range like this, like with the bigger mountain in the middle, gives it more, it's better for the composition. It just brings everything more to this part of the painting. I did this one first, which is the one that I showed you yesterday on watercolor paper, and I didn't like how it turned out. It wasn't what I was going for, but I was trying to see how the colors would blend on the paper, and I had to do some modifications to actually get the colors the way that I wanted them to. And I also wanted to do a bit more of abstraction. So I tried this one first, where, as you can see, the mountains and the sky are more abstract. And I couldn't really resolve this part. I was having a bit of struggle with this here. So it's looking a bit bottom heavy, whilst the top bit is quite light and airy, so it's really breathing. But this one isn't so much. And it also looks unfinished. But I didn't want to add any more elements there, because then it would counteract the lightness of the top bit. So then what I did was, on this one, I decided, like I said, to go with a mountain range where the bigger mountain is right in the middle. I tried applying some of the concepts that I had done here. It didn't go so well. I had put too much paint on the sky. That is why the sky is looking more filled up than on this one. But I think this came out okay. Still not what I wanted to go for, but it's not looking too bad. So if I were to choose which one I stay with from both of them, I would stay with this one. But I still want to keep on working this idea. I want to simplify it even more. So that's what I'm going to try today. I should talk about the paints that I'm using, because I haven't had the chance to do so yet. I am using Winsor Newton Cotmans. So as you know, I'm trying to go through my Cotman stash. I have quite a few more that I'm not showing at the moment. And I decided to go with sort of basic colors. This is the yellow cadmium, or cadmium yellow. This one here is the cadmium red pale, sap green, and this is the burnt umber. Now this one is a mix between viridian and emerald, I think. I'm not too sure because I've been mixing it as I use it up. And then this used to be the cerulean, but I realized that I only have this cerulean left, so I don't want to run out of it too quickly because I'm still going to use it for practice. So what I've done is I've mixed it up with intense blue and I know the shades are very different and the effects that they give are different as well. I am trying to practice my colors, like I said, and since I don't use the intense blue that much, I am trying to use it much more, and this is a perfect way to do so. Now the one in the middle here is a mix of kind of everything, and also it has some graphite on it, because when I was doing my exercises yesterday, I was mixing it in here with either the green or the blue, depending which color I wanted to darken. So that's a mix of everything. And as you can see, I'm not being very careful with my colors. I don't mind if they mix together, because this is just an exercise for me. This is not a finished piece or anything. I am working towards a finished piece, but that's going to take a bit.
Okay, here's the one I've done. Again using the sketching paper so that I could warm up my hands and practice my eyes. I tried to keep the colors more harmonic and homogeneous by only using the red for mixing shades rather than on its own. To show you what I mean, here's the first one that I painted. You'll notice that I used all the colors in my palette, thinking I could make them work. But it's not my cup of tea. And this is the one that I painted now. Opting for a cooler tone, trying to get cohesion in the image by using the right swatches. However, even though I am liking the colors, they are looking a bit dull and I think it needs more contrast. The composition is not looking great. The sky is looking disjointed, the mountain is too heavy, and the bottom bit is not properly resolved. Compared to the one I did yesterday, even though the mountain also turned out heavy, there is more balance with the sky and the ground. The composition is improved by placing the road correctly and giving it more contrast. I could maybe try to improve it by painting more layers, but the problem with this is that it completely cancels out the minimalist approach that I initially wanted to take.
Okay, this is the second one I've done today. Again in the non-watercolor paper. I just finished it, so it's still wet. I feel like it's having more cohesion, the colors as well. I did grab 2 more little dishes where I could mix my paint. So more green, and then here I tried to do a purple with intense blue and the cadmium red, but it came out more brownish. Not these ones are from a past painting, and I'm not using those colors. This is the color that came out. And I think I've managed to consolidate it in here, because I painted this a bit more, like a bit darker than I was doing before. And I think that is also what's pulling the eye into this area. So this is my previous one. And yeah, as you can see here, it's white, and a lot of white over here as well. The sky was also looking a bit weird. Like when you look at it, your eye sort of goes here first and then kind of like to the mountain. So it's going all over the place. It's not really having a direction. Whilst on this one, I feel that look at the mountain first, and that sort of picks up the sky as well and makes it all into one harmonized part. And then you look down here, and then you look at the road. Not too convinced by this. I think it's a bit too dark. I wanted to do a purple as if it were lavender fields, but it didn't come out right. So if I want to do lavender fields, I'm going to change my colors altogether. And I still want to stick with these. I want to see how much I can do with them, how far I can take them. So I think now I'm going to start experimenting even more. Okay, I've gotten a watercolor paper. It's a mix of cellulose and cotton, because I want to do color tests. Like I mentioned before, I want to see how far I can take these 6 colors, see everything that I can do with them, and see if I can find a color palette that I will like for the mountain landscape. Right, I think I'm done for today. It is already 4 o'clock and I've been painting quite a lot. After I did my swatches, I decided to include the ultramarine to my swatch, because when I mix it with the cadmium red, it gives me a nice purple shade, a very natural looking purple shade. And I also decided on which one I was going to use, either the Viridian or the Intense, and I've gone for the Intense Green because that one is also going to give me a nice forest green with the cadmium red. And I also tried the lemon yellow here, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, so I'm just going to stick with the cadmium yellow for now. And here it is, the blue ultramarine with the burnt umber, and then with the intense green, so I am liking those colors. And I also managed to abstract it even more. This is the first trial that I've done. It is watercolor paper, but it's a mixed type of paper, so cellulose and cotton. And I like the direction where it's going. After I did this one, I decided to go with the proper paper. So I've gone for the Canson 60% cotton rough grain. And I'm really liking this one, except maybe for the sky. I started with the sky rather than the mountain, and I think it is too much sky. I should have gone a little less, I think, to keep it more simple and more abstract. But I do like the direction that I took here. I stuck with the greens. I also used another brush. I used my flat 18 brush, and I blended the ultramarine with the burnt umber here, so I'm getting these nice shadings. And then the greens, and then a bit of on the road, sort of like a petrol type of color. And I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, it's just the sky that I would like to be smaller. So I might do another one tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling, because I'm starting to get sick of this. I want to paint something else. I will speak to you soon.
So, what was the point of all of this? Why paint the same scene over and over? It's not like I did a masterpiece in the end, right? Well, that wasn't really my goal. It was about the process, the practice, the learning. Figuring out color combinations, discovering what works and what doesn't. Repetition is quite helpful for getting the colors right, improving composition and values. But for me, it is also a meditative exercise when I am not in a creative mindset. After all, my main goal is not to achieve hyperrealism, but to keep doing what I love, putting paint to paper. The masterpieces will come on their own in due time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.